everyone, I'm Amanda Massey and welcome to my YouTube channel, Massey Styles. Today, we're gonna talk about Fashion Month. I wanna highlight my top favorite collections that showed this past February. And then for the skincare portion of the video, I wanna share with you this really great treatment called Morpheus8. It's non-invasive and I can't wait to share with you all the benefits of this facial treatment. But first, as always, let's talk about my outfit of the day. I'm wearing these really great ASOS shoes. They have a laminated netting on them, which I really love because it makes them snag proof. The pants that I'm wearing are by Favorite Daughter, and they're a herringbone print that has a lot of great colors mixed into them, like beige and maroon and navy blue and dark brown, so you can really mix and match different colors. And of course I'm wearing feathers because I'm from Las Vegas and I can't really help it. This top I got on Revolve. I wear it with jeans, with dress pants, with skirts. I probably wear it too much, but I really love it. Okay, so that wraps up my outfit, and now let's get into Fashion Month. So my favorite designers that showed in February are Egon Lab, Balmain, Robert Wynn, and Miss Sohee. I wanna start with Balmain. This is men's ready-to-wear for fall of 24. Olivier Rousteing, he took a little bit of a break from menswear because of COVID. So this is his first collection that he's shown since COVID, and it's absolutely stunning. When I was watching this on Vogue, I really just felt like, okay, this is an example of true luxury wearable art. His pieces were so intricate and so much messaging was in the collection. The show started with this AI generated face, and then the first model walked out and that AI face was on this long coat that was completely crystallized, embellished with the face. And like, my mind was absolutely blown when I saw this come out. And it's so mean how people can be, but people make fun of his lips. He gets a lot of like gossip about them, if they're real, if they're injected, what have you. I feel like mind your business at the end of the day, but he decided to take that gossipy kind of chit chat and, you know, make fun of it, like poke fun back at the people that are poking fun at him. So there were a lot of details throughout the collection on lips. There was a lipstick stain on the collar of a shirt, or like a kiss mark on like the side of the shirt. There were belts that were gold lips. There were lips on his shoes. So after the crystallized moment in the beginning, then he transitioned to messing around with like the own kind of play on his own lips with like little touches of lips here and there. After a polka dot section, he shifted into paying homage to a group of people in the Congo that identify as zappers. The zappers are really, really into the fashion industry and the extravagance that fashion can bring. And one of their 10 commandments rule is, thou shalt subdue to the non-knowers, the ignorant, the aimless talkers on earth, underground at the sea, and in the heavens. So to fulfill that extravagant message, Rousteing did really exaggerated shoulders, really high-waisted trousers. He did very bright and vibrant colors, and it was just a spectacular collection all around. Definitely my number one, and I love that menswear is getting more adventurous. And speaking of that, another menswear designer that I really loved, I've been a fan of his for a long time, in this collection felt very mature for this designer. He's normally very like funky, but I feel like there's an air of maturity that came with this collection. The house's name is called Egon Lab. Egon Lab's inspiration for their fall 24 collection is about screen time and the effects of screen time. They feel like we're on our phones so much and we feel connected, but we're also disconnected. So we're connecting in isolation is what they're saying. And they feel like depression can be a side effect of communicating in isolation. So they wanted to communicate that message in their collection. And what they did is they partnered with a group called SciComm to push the awareness of mental health and to raise awareness about that. So with that in mind, on the runway, the designers explored dysmorphia and the tension between distortion, tailoring, and draping, with oversized shoulders, slender waist, and fluid details that were punctuated here and there. They also added in chunky metal brooches. He feels like it's as though the clothes were translating the tortured inner thoughts of the wearer. So with that, he's really alluding to the side effects of screen time through the expression of the distortion of his clothes, which I really appreciate designers that dig deep to express a social concern and raise awareness about it and really try to emulate a feeling of community and bring together life things that we don't take the time to really think about. I've been a fan of this designer for quite some time, and this is definitely one of my top collections that he's done thus far in his career. So that wraps up me talking about menswear. Now, moving on to women's wear, I want to talk about the designer Robert Wynn, who has been around for 10 years, and this is his second couture collection. And then I also want to talk about a designer called Miss Sohee. She really takes the upcycling movement and pushes it to the absolute maximalist of luxury. She's amazing. There are so many gowns in this collection that all the red carpets have exactly what they need if they ever pull from Miss Sohee. All right, so Robert Wynn. His first couture collection was all about the scene of horror films. He's very much inspired by that genre of film. And so his second couture collection, it feels like it kind of picked up where he left off. He opens up the show, and again, all of the outfits are like sparkled with these crystals that it looks like rain droplets that are falling off of the clothes. He has these structural elements like umbrellas and these face masks and these face coverings that really push the envelope. There's really no other way to describe it, but he's just really pushing it as far as he can towards the edges of drama. He's not about functionality. I totally support that. It's all about the artwork. And as I mentioned, he's really inspired by the genre of horror films. So much so that his finale piece has a human attached to the model's back that's like coming up over her. And I don't know, his arm's like reaching around to do something, but it's insane. It literally absolutely blew my mind. It's so crazy that I know exactly what celebrity is going to wear that look and absolutely kill it. I'm just hoping that whatever show the celebrity is going to doesn't have a front row seat, because the appendage that is attached to this dress is absolutely massive. I would like to know who you think would wear this look. So make sure you comment below and tell me, who do you think would rock this for sure? I definitely have an idea of who it would be. Okay, so Robert Wynn, amazing. Definitely check out his collection. My last but definitely not least favorite designer from this past fashion month is Miss Sohee. She is really inspired by her culture in South Korea, and she likes to take a lot of cultural references and regenerate them and upcycle them and then integrate them into her collections. What she did for this collection this season is it's truly all about sexy sophistication. And what that means to her is being comfortable in your own skin is truly what is most sexy and appealing. All of her looks are evening gowns. I haven't seen a collection of all evening gowns in a hot minute, and I completely appreciate that she did this. I'm just floored. One after the other was absolutely stunning. The sophistication elements in this collection, again, really speak to her cultural roots. This season, she regenerated fabrics from old Korean costumes, and she referred extensively to her culture. She was inspired and is passionate about collecting South Korean antiques, mother of pearl jewelry boxes, old white porcelain vases, and wooden fans that were all intertwined throughout her collection to really embody the feminine spirit. So those are my top 4 collections from this past fashion month that's in February. The next time there is another fashion month is going to be in September, and I can't wait. September is my favorite because I really like going to New York in September. February, it's too cold. So I kind of skip February Fashion Week and I save it for September. So I can't wait. I'm already planning my outfits, possibly. But yeah, can't wait for September for Fashion Week. All right, so that wraps up the fashion portion of this episode. Now for the skincare portion, I want to share with you information about the facial treatment Morpheus8. What is Morpheus8? I was wondering that myself. I live in LA, there were billboards everywhere, Morpheus8 treatment, Morpheus8 treatment. I'm like, what is this? Let me go check this out. Cause like to me, Morpheus8 sounds like a transformer name or like an action hero name, not so much like a facial treatment. So when I looked it up, essentially in short, because there was a really long definition for it, Morpheus8 is combining microneedling with radio frequency. It's a combination of the two. So the benefit of microneedling is to create channels to go below the dermis level of your skin. That's where change can truly happen, is below the dermis level. Radio frequency is a heating technique that heats up the dermis level to essentially inflict heating damage. And when you damage the dermis, that signals to your body, oh, we have to fix this, we have to fix this. That means that collagen is produced because your body feels like we have to repair something. So this is all a trick on your body that Morpheus8 does to stimulate more collagen growth so that you have tighter, more smooth skin. So Morpheus8 really focuses on reducing fine lines and tightening your skin through the combination of microneedling and radio frequency. You do have to do a series of these treatments to see a benefit. I went to a plastic surgeon's office. The plastic surgeon, he only does eyes. And I truly like going to a plastic surgeon if I'm doing a more intense facial treatment. I get a little nervous with day spas because I want to see the same person. And I feel like with day spas, you may not see the same person all the time, or maybe someone's filling in for someone and it maybe is new to this device. So again, I like plastic surgeons. So I went to a plastic surgeon who only does surgery on their eyes, and their nurse practitioner facilitated this treatment. I did 4 treatments. In retrospect, I feel like I only needed 2. Once I got to the 3rd treatment and the 4th treatment, I noticed that my skin had some temporary broken capillaries, which to me signals that my face became very stressed out. Thankfully, the capillaries disappeared. I have one that's kind of lingering, which is a little annoying because of course it's right underneath my eye, but I'll survive, it's all fine. So let me explain to you how the treatment is. It's intense, but non-invasive. It's about a 2-hour treatment, so block out the time. They have to numb your face for an hour, and I wish they could numb my face for 2 hours because the little parts that the person might miss, yeah, you can feel it. It hurts really bad. So they numb your face for an hour and then they start the treatment. What I'm all about is the technique. I really appreciated how educated this person was, and is still educated. She's very educated on the machine and the device, and I really liked her technique. And she's just really familiar with it. I can't describe what her technique is. I'm not a specialist, but I could feel the difference between her and then somebody else that I went to that I wasn't loving, and she did a lot better job, I feel like. So you're feeling like your face heat up, and you're feeling the piercing of the microneedling, and then you're choosing a serum that's gonna address your specific skincare need. I wanted to really boost hydration and really minimize the fine lines that I have on my face. So that's the serum that they use to like coat my face, and then use the Morpheus8 treatment with it. Again, it was a lot. It honestly, I'm like kind of fanning myself thinking about it because it's kind of an intense treatment. Once it was done, my face was a little flushed. I really had to stay inside the rest of the day. You don't want to expose yourself to any sun exposure. because your skin is really, really sensitive. I did this, like I mentioned, 4 times. I wish I only did it twice, but I do see some long-lasting results from the treatment. I would just say my advice to you is really do your research, go to a plastic surgeon that offers this service with one of his nurse practitioners or one of her nurse practitioners, and ask that nurse practitioner, how often do you use it? How long have you been trained for? What's your technique? Those are 3 questions that I would ask to educate yourself to see, is this the right person for me? Because it is a really intense treatment, although it is non-invasive. Overall, I'm very happy with the treatment. I'm happy with the fact that it helped to minimize my fine lines. It did help with a little bit of tightening with my skin. Thankfully, you know, I'm young enough where I don't have really saggy skin, but like around my jawline, I did feel like it was a little bit tighter. So I feel like I would do this treatment once or twice a year because I already did the series, so I have those long-lasting effects. Again, please do your research, whoever you go to, ask really important questions. Make sure you educate yourself about the person that's doing the procedure on your face, because you have to protect yourself. You really have to ask the right questions when you're doing something this intense, even though it's non-invasive. So, you know, proceed with care with this treatment is my advice to everybody. Don't just jump into it. All right, so that wraps up today's episode. I hope you enjoyed learning about my favorite collections that showed in February and learned a lot about Morpheus8. Comment below because I want to know who your favorite designers are in the month of February and who you're looking forward to seeing in September. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.